Welcome to Darren Daily On Demand, your most trusted resource to help you become better every day. Here's your success mentor, Darren Hardy.
Do you have a teenager or 20-something that you're responsible for parenting, coaching, or leading? Do you know a teenager or 20-something in your family or your neighborhood, your church community, or kids of friends? If so, this is going to be a very valuable Darren Daily to pass on to them. This is the answer to a question submitted by Stuart Winfield. Stuart asked, "My son Devin is in his early 20s. I think he has a certain something, as he said. The problem is I have been a high school teacher most of my life. This means he doesn't listen to me or my advice for two reasons now. If you were to give an ambitious young person an essential piece of advice to launch them into great success, what would that be?" Okay, here is what I would tell you, Devin. Swing early and swing hard. When I was still a teenager, I heard how when Andrew Carnegie passed, they found a piece of paper in his upper desk drawer with his life's written goals. It said simply, "I'm going to spend the first half of my life making as much money as possible and the second half giving it all away." That idea inspired me. But my version was, I want to spend the first half of my life making as much money as possible so I could spend the second half of my life doing whatever the heck I wanted. I find most people give a decent effort their whole life and never really end up with much. So when you are young and you are single, it is okay to take bold and sometimes even foolhardy risks. You are not that far off the starting line. So having to go back to zero is not as costly. So if you swing for the fences and miss, you can sleep on your buddy's couch and eat ramen noodles for a while. But that option is not available to you if you have a family that you are responsible for. And taking big risks and failing when you are young, that could just be chalked up to paying the necessary tuition for the School of Hard Knocks. I know I paid more than the cost of a Stanford PhD in tuition at the School of Hard Knocks to earn my entrepreneurial wisdom, also known as failures. Have you ever heard of a company called Trafodata? I bet not. After all, it was a failure. It's extinct. Trafodata was actually the first company founded by Bill Gates and Paul Allen, who, as you know, later founded Microsoft. All the great entrepreneurs that you envy had early flameouts. But here's the key. They aren't remembered for their failures, only their successes. So swing early, swing hard, swing big, go for the fences, just in case you hit it. Go try bold ideas, try risky business ventures, and let it be okay that you fail. Go fail big, fail fast, and fail often. The reality is this: only one has to work. Only one idea or business has to work to make you fantastically successful. And when that one does, and if it's big, it can set you up for the rest of your life. But you have to swing big to earn big. And the best time to do that is early in the count. Does that make sense? Now, for everybody else watching, if it is later in the count for you, meaning you are no longer in your early 20s like Devin, then I offer you this advice. When you are older and wiser and you have the livelihood of a family on the line, you need to be smarter and more prudent with your risk choices. Never go all in at the risk of your family's wherewithal. Here's the key. Instead, carve out a certain percentage of your assets, say 20 to 30%, in the pursuit of a better future. The foundation and stability of your family is priority number one. Never bet the house, no matter what the charlatans on Instagram tell you. Google founders Larry Page and Sergey Brin said, "We took huge risks when we had no cash. Now we have all this cash, we take few risks." And always protect the downside. That's advice Richard Branson taught me. He said, look, no matter what it is that you do, you always have to protect the downside. Don't let any decision that you make ever have you end up living in your car, end quote. If you have a spouse or you have children, never put your house at risk. Never put their welfare and financial future at risk. You know the story. When Richard Branson went into the airline business, this big, huge risk, he didn't go in just willy-nilly. He negotiated a contract with Boeing to buy a multi-million-dollar plane. He had a clause inserted that said if his business proposition didn't work, they would be obligated to buy back the plane at the same price that he paid for it a year later. This is so that he could get out without putting his main business at the time, which was Virgin Records and the Virgin brand, at risk. He set it up so that literally he went into the deal with zero downside risk if it failed and with great opportunity upside if it succeeded. That's what is called protecting the downside. One thing most of you would find surprising about the most successful and wealthy entrepreneurs of the world is they are extremely risk averse. They would never be as stupid as to leap and believe that the net will appear. No, instead, they pre-install a net. They mitigate the risk. They get the risk as close to zero as possible with their wisdom and expertise, contacts, relationships, and so forth before they ever consider jumping. So, everyone here in the Darren Daily community, the lesson here is play big. While your approach might be different depending on your life stage, the ambition is the same. Play big to win big. Chase down your dreams with aggressive pursuit. You are not designed to play small. You were made for greatness. You are here to contribute something unique. That's why you're here. Something significant, something that wouldn't have existed without you, if you will only step into it and go for it. I encourage you to do so. If you're up for it, write #PlayBig in the comments below. And I encourage you to pass on this Darren Daily to the promising young people in your life and those that are around you, and anyone at any age who has that fire in their belly to go for something significant.
Hey, you're an achiever, right? I mean, of course you are. You wouldn't be here listening to Darren Daily On Demand if you weren't. And as an achiever, I bet you have big dreams. Dreams of doing something significant to make a difference, to be a positive influence in your company, community, and in your family. But the pursuit can be lonely, right? Most people don't understand you, think like you, or want to make an impact like you. That is why Darren created the Hardy Club, to unite high achievers, to provide a place where they can meet, to share ideas, resources, and help level each other up. Thousands of the best from our community have already joined. All of our elite members are in the Hardy Club too. Many of the world's most successful business leaders and influencers are in there. This has become a special place. We'd love to welcome you into. Becoming a member, it's easy. Just go to hardyclub.com to learn more. But please hurry. Only so many members will be admitted.